أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين خاتم النبيين مولانا أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المنتجبين أما بعد فقد قال الله سبحانه تبارك وتعالى في كتابه الكريم وقوله الحق بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كل نفس ذائقة الموت آمنا بالله صدق الله العلي العظيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. My brothers, السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Right. This series, we take it to the 6th part today of the 2nd volume. But before we discuss another concept in this journey of after death, we need to go back to those concepts that we've discussed and clarify a few things. Because certain questions do crop up in our minds, and we need to ensure that we remove those doubts or we clarify those things so that as we go along, it becomes much easier for us to grasp this life after death. The first thing is that at the time of death, we should know that that is the only time and the only opportunity that this living human body or this living human being will get the opportunity to see an angel. The only time and the last time. We shall see the angel with this body, this mind, with these senses. The only time is when we are dying. And that is Malakul Maut. So we will see him in these senses. That's the only time. Afterwards, when we see the angels, now that is in another world. That is the world that we talk about, the imaginal body that goes into that world. And that world is barzakh, where we are definitely going to see the angels. We will see them a few more times. How are we going to, the proof that we are going to see this angel in this form before going into the grave, it is mentioned in the Holy Quran in Surah Furqan, ayah number 22, where Allah says, يَوْمَ يَرَوْنَ الْمَلَائِكَةَ. Yawma, the day. The day when they shall see the angels. So that is specific here. Otherwise, apart from the prophets, apart from those chosen by Allah, apart from those who have the faculties to see the angels, faculties to digest also, faculties to comprehend, apart from those individuals, nobody else would see angels on this earth. It is only Yawma Yarawna al-Malaikata. The day I'm going to die, I'm going to see the angel, right? The question then comes up is, we kept on saying hereafter and we kept on saying barzakh. Okay, but still I could see that there is some questions here and there. Barzakh and hereafter are two different entities, two different worlds. Barzakh is that period, it's called a barrier. Barzakh in Arabic is that barrier. بينهما برزخ لا يبغيان in Surah Rahman. بينهما means what? Between these two bodies, okay, like the ocean in the seas. Between these two oceans, the seas do not meet. Atlantic Ocean and Indian Ocean at Cape Town in South Africa, when you visit, you will see there is a straight line, there is a dividing line between Indian Ocean and Atlantic Ocean. They don't meet. These are two different seas, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has kept a barzakh. The same barzakh reference is given by Allama Dastaghaib in his book, Ma'ad. He says, barzakh is the barrier between this world that we live in and that world that we are going to live forever. That barzakh could be 100 years, 200 years, 10 years, 5 years, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wishes, how long it will be before the day of judgment. That is barzakh. So hereafter starts after barzakh. On the day of judgment, that's when the hereafter will start, after accounting and everything. So it's very important we put that concept of barzakh between this life and the life of the hereafter, which is either heaven or hell. There are only two things there. There is no third thing. Heaven or hell. That is the eternal life that we are going to be blessed with or punished with, depending on our deeds. So there is barzakh between now and then. So it is very important we keep that concept in mind. Number 3, when we said imaginal body, this imaginal, it's very difficult. Khayali body, imaginal, it makes images. That's another concept we need to understand. In the sense, I have explained this, we did discuss in the previous lectures, but then small subtle things that we need to discuss today, it makes much clearer. Imaginal body looks exactly like me. My imaginal body is looking like me with the same features, the same color, the same shape, everything same. The way I'm looking the body. The only difference is that khayali body, that imaginal body is like a reflection in the mirror. When you see yourself and I see myself in the mirror, I see exactly myself. Exactly, no difference. But can you hold it? Can you touch it? That is the khayali body, for example. Or appearance in a passing thought. In our mind, we have a shape or a figure, for example. All right? Or appearance in a dream. We can see it, we can hold it, we can describe it, we can talk to it, we can feel it, we can understand it, we can comprehend it. Everything happens, the only thing we can't touch it. That's the kind of imaginal body, that's the kind of khayali body that we are talking about. And remember one thing, because this khayali body, this imaginal body appears, or rather, because we have dreams and because we have those kinds of features and those kinds of images that come into our dreams, which are true dreams. A number of times we have true dreams, a number of times, or majority of the times, we have just false, stray thoughts. Okay, those are not to be taken in value because those are thoughts, stray thoughts. But the true images, the true dreams, when they occur, it occurs on this earth, means that that imaginal body is not something from the different universe. It is living with me in this earth because the dreams are happening on this earth. I hope we understand. Please, let's not, confuse ourselves. That imaginal body is happening here. Because it is on this earth that we are seeing those dreams, because it is on this earth that we have those thoughts, because it is on this earth that we have those images, so it is out of this world, it is not out of the different universe, it is not something out of the hereafter. So we have to understand that the imaginal body, the khayali body is with me. The question is, does it appear suddenly at the time of death, that now this is a different body? This body is gone, dead, and we have a different body? No. That imaginal body does not appear suddenly or is not created out of nowhere by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That imaginal body lives in us, parallel to this body, very subtly, but we don't realize that. That imaginal body is with me from the time I'm born until I die. It is not something different. The only thing is I cannot perceive that. Once death occurs, what happens now is the soul is decoupled, the soul is separated from this physical body because it is so frail, because it cannot function anymore, and the soul requires that body to have its properties or to have its kingdom. to have its qualities understood in general, to have its powers of control. Because the soul does not have the body, it shifts from my frail body, it goes into my imaginal body. That is called death. That when death occurs, it occurs from the physical body, movement of the soul into the imaginal body. And that imaginal body is what we are molding from the time we are born. It is who am I? That personality with those images that come, that personality will come out. This is me. This is what you and I will see in the hereafter, in the barzakh. We will recognize each other. But that imaginal body is not the physical body. The only difference is it is quite fast, it is quite powerful, and the vision that he has, or the sight that it has, is very strong. The perception power of that imaginal body is not like this perception power, despite the fact we have developed it ourselves until we die, until this life is over. That imaginal body is a different entity, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has granted these five senses, which are much, much, much stronger than these five senses of the physical body. That one is much, much more powerful. That is the imaginal body. So when we die, remember one thing, the soul goes into that imaginal body, and that imaginal body hangs around us and sees everybody who is coming to bury him, who is coming to wash him. It all happens. We will talk about it later, inshallah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.